Hello and welcome back to the CCI platform. We are back straight after one of the classes this morning, which was jazz. So you can catch up on that. Just remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And for anyone who's just tuning in, make sure you subscribe so you can comment throughout the video and throughout the session if you have any questions. But we will get started with Terri Brumby. Hello, Terri. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. I'm good. So just tell us a bit about your session before I bring your other two actors in.
Okay, it's a Get Writing creative session. It's for anyone who wants to write, whether experienced or not, it doesn't matter. And it's basically to create ideas and stop blocks and us censoring ourselves. And there are exercises you can use if you're just starting to write, or you've got a block with something you're working on, or just want to have a bit more fun.
Fabulous. I will bring Jeff and James in and I will let you get on with your class.
Brilliant. Morning, afternoon. How are you?
Hello. Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, great. So just as a way of introduction, I'm Terri. I'm an actress and I started writing about 15 years ago. And I started to write because I was in London and I was temping because I was always out of work, strangely, and I didn't even have a computer then. So I just started writing stuff on other people's computers. And because I was so green, I just sent them off to production companies and to Soho Theatre and various. And to cut a long story short, I ended up winning initiatives at the BBC and a second prize at the Soho Theatre in a competition. And that got me going as a writer. I then managed to get my own computer and do it myself in my own time, but it was more fun when I was wasting time when I should have been temping. How about you two? Anything to tell me, everybody, or any way of introduction?
Do you want to go first, Jeff?
Okay, thanks. So I've done a little bit of writing. I've done. I wrote a little short musical when I was at university as part of like the last project there. But again, I find blocks to be a really big problem. Like I can get ideas and I can get. What's good? I can. I've got a lot of like ideas in my head of things I'd like to write, but I always end up finding I stall at some point, and I've never got anything like fully all the way. But yeah, so that's kind of my writing history.
Well, hopefully this will be, apart from being a bit of fun, will help with that. And how about you, James?
Well, I'm an actor, and to be honest, I haven't really got any experience in writing. It's always been something where I've had lots of ideas and I've written ideas down, but I've never then formulated them. And it's been something that's, kind of been gnawing away at me for a long time, thinking it's something something I'd like to do, but just never finding the time because I suppose I don't know how to start.
Right. And acting wise, do you do, have you worked on new writing, improvisation, that sort of thing?
I've worked on some new writing pieces, and then obviously through rehearsal, that's developed into something different. And I find that process really exciting. Seeing it kind of transform into something special. That's
the basis of you being a very good writer to start with. So because you probably end up writing other people's work for them when you're devising. So anyway, let's get going. So the first exercise I'm going to explain to you, have you got pens and paper?
Yes.
Handy? Yeah. Well, I am writing. And what I want you to do when I indicate to you is to write down the sentence 3 times, I am writing. Then I want you to write the first thing that comes into your head. Do not censor yourself. If it is zebra, Priti Patel, I want to go to the sweet shop and buy some licorice all sorts, then that's it. If you stall and your mind starts going, oh, panic, I can't think of anything, repeat the phrase, I am writing, writing it down until something else random comes into your head. And it doesn't have to make any grammatical or English sense whatsoever, just the first thing. So are we happy? I'm going to time that for about 2 minutes and I'll stop you. But are we happy with that?
Something more, not like a development.
It doesn't matter what ever comes. You can write War and Peace if you do it in 2 minutes. It's up to you. Anything that comes into your head, just do not censor yourself is the point. You get stuck, you get a block. I am writing until something random comes into your head, like zebra fart or something, anything. So now that is not your first exercise, so I've led you astray. That's the first writing exercise I'm going to direct you into. before that, I'm going to do a little bit of a beardy weirdy exercise. And when we finish the beardy weirdy exercise, I'm going to say to you, I am writing, I am writing, I am writing. And then you start that exercise I've just explained to you. Now, the beardy weirdy exercise, you can either do with your eyes closed or not. I've done it so many times, I can do it with my eyes open, but it's totally up to you. Just get yourself sat in a relaxed position and your feet, if you can, touching the floor, and relax yourself as much as you can. I want to shut your eyes and see in your mind's eye or your imagination or in your third eye, whatever you want to call it, a star. And it can be any star. It can be a Christmas star, the North Star, any star. And when you've got that star sitting there, I want that star to fall down to your right foot and be on your right toes and keep it there. I want that star now to break into 1,000 little tiny stars. And they're buzzing around that right foot like mad. And half of them jump over to your left foot now. And they're buzzing around both on your left and right foot. Now going to on both sides, on your left hand side and your right hand side, those stars are going to rise through your ankles, through your shin bones, the back of your calves. So all below your knees now are twinkling with little stars. Now they're around your knees and the back of your knees, twinkling away. Now they're rising up through your quads, through the front of your legs, through your back of your hamstrings, up to below your bum. And now your left bum cheek is glowing with stars, and so is now your right bum cheek. And all around your private parts is glowing with stars. So now the whole bottom half of your body is aglow with stars. We're now going to rise those stars up into your tummy, your lower tummy. And they're going to buzz round your lower tummy, maybe in a circular shape if that's what you see. Round your left hip and your right hip. Again, round your lower back, maybe in a circular constellation of stars moving round and round, but however you see it, doesn't matter. Up through your left side to your armpit. Your right side to your armpit. Up through your upper tummy to your chest. Under your left armpit, under your right armpit, onto your left hand, onto your right hand, and then up your left forearm and your right forearm, and the front of the back of your left upper arm and right upper arm. Onto the top of your shoulders, the left and the right, where I'm going to let them buzz for a little while longer. And again, if you get a constellation of stars moving around, that's great, but just however you see it. Into your chest, constellation of stars moves. Into your throat, constellation of stars moves. They quite often change colour in the throat, but I'm not going to direct you to that. That's whatever you see, you see. Up the back of your neck, round your ears, and your cheekbones, both sides of your forehead. And then back into the point where in the middle of your forehead, your third eye, your imagination, whatever you want to call it. So your whole body now is awash with these tiny, brilliant stars. Suddenly, the original star that you had swoops back between your eyes into your third eye or your imagination and glows really brightly. Okay. I am writing. I am writing. I am writing. Begin. Anytime you get stuck, I am writing. I am writing. I am writing. About halfway through. I am writing. I am writing. I am writing. Another few seconds. Okay, I'll just ask you to finish your last sentence or thought and let me know when you've done that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, good. How was that?
Yeah, it was strange. Like I say, it just felt like just writing without any kind of like predetermined plan, without any kind of goal to head towards.
That's
it
good.
just
And
felt...
the reason we do the beardy weirdy exercise first is so you're not thinking about the exercise that I've just described to you, and hopefully reasonably centered, though, you know, some days you can't be centered. We're not machines. Okay, so we'll start with James. James, just tell me a few of the phrases or sentences or words you came up with.
The sun was oppressive.
The sun was oppressive. Yeah.
The desert was vast.
Desert was vast.
The sun surrounded me as the wind picked up.
Surrounded me as the wind picked up. Yeah.
It shot at me like pellets.
Shot at me like what?
Pellets.
Pellets. Yeah.
The noise was deafening.
Deafening.
I thought my ears were going to explode.
Exploding ears, good. Okay.
Yeah.
And any more?
Yeah, got loads.
Okay, you just give them, and we'll may look at them again in a minute. So that's good. So it means you were free. You were writing freely. Did you write "I am writing" at all, apart from the beginning?
Just at the beginning.
Yeah, great. So Jeff, anything that you came up with that you like?
Mine came out as kind of a strange, like, stream of consciousness thing, but I'll read out some bits that came out. So I'm writing words as they occur to me. My brain swirls with letters faster than my hand can jot them down. Yeah.
Jots, yeah.
Slower now. The next word feels a world away suddenly.
Yeah.
I've got, I reach for them and slowly they come into focus.
Reach, slowly focus, yeah.
What's one? I'm writing the literal thoughts that come into my head.
Literal thoughts. Literal. And how many times did you actually, apart from the beginning, write I am writing?
3 times. So I did it a few times.
Cool. That's the point of the exercise. Okay. So I believe that you've bought a little object that you keeping hidden at the minute that you can describe. So we'll start with Jeff. Jeff, can you hold your objects up so James can see it?
Yes. Oh, there it is.
And is it what is a cufflink?
It's a cufflink, yeah.
Okay. Can you, James, Jeff, sorry, describe the cufflink to James, and James can, just briefly, and James, just jot down what anything thoughts you have or any descriptions of that cufflink.
Okay, so not exactly what Jeff says, just
it's up to you. Do what you like.
So yeah, this is a little cufflink. It's metal. It's got 2 sides that both have this little purple kind of smooth, stony kind of thing in. There's a cufflink that I wore to my dad's wedding when I was about 13.
Oh.
And it's got there's a really long thin bit in the middle that's connecting both these circular, round, purple sides.
Cool. You got that, James?
Yeah.
Yeah, got that. And similarly, can you hold up your little object and describe it to Jeff? And Jeff, you write down either what James says or your reaction to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is a little marble, a white box with a little picture of an elephant on the front, all in black, and he's got a red tusk. And there are some flowers, some red flowers either side with some green shoots coming from both directions. And at the bottom we've got some little like maybe they're stepping stones for him. I don't know. There's green, blue and red and another green one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Lovely. And I should have asked first, Jeff, you actually hit on it. It means something to you because it was your dad's wedding.
Yes, because I wore it at my dad's wedding.
Has this box got any sentiment? Does it mean anything to you other than being a practical box?
Yeah, it was a gift from my partner when he went to India.
Right. When he went to India. Fantastic. Okay. Put the boxes and the cufflink down now. That's that. We're now going to do an exercise called the journey. And I know it's a little bit difficult at the minute because people are in lockdown and they're maybe not making journeys so much. But I'd like you to think of a journey that you've made, a simple journey that you can remember in the last week, today, yesterday. And I want you to jot down on that journey, and I'll give you an example in a minute, what the journey was. So example, I had to run to the bus stop. I missed the bus. And anyone you see on that journey, could be someone you know or someone you don't know, and give a brief description of that person. So it could be a woman with Sainsbury shopping bag, man with barking dog, so anything like that. I'm going to give you an example of one of my journeys recently, just to get you in the ballpark of the sort of length I want it to be. So I left my house, I walked to the end of my road, and I walked past a mattress that's been there for a week. I walked past the school and I saw a cleaner with his headphones like donkey's ears. It started to rain and I got to the station and I realised that I forgot my face mask. So I had to put my scarf around my nose like a bandit. And there's a woman carrying her dog, and she gave me a filthy look. So it's about that length of description of your journey. It doesn't have to be anything like mine. That's just an example of my journey. So your journey could be, you could be on your bike, you'd be hopping somewhere because you've got a verruca, anything at all. But I'm going to give you, same again, about 2 minutes. The most importantly, if you see anybody on your journey, give them a brief description, even if it's literally Manuel's. Okay, so if you'd like to begin that, if you get stuck, do I am writing 3 times. If your mind just goes, can't think, or you start worrying, I am writing. So we'll start about 2 and a bit minutes now. Okay, just a few more seconds, just get your last thought down. All right, just wind it up as you can, then that'd be great. Okay, so Jeff, can you just give me just a brief description of your journey and who you saw.
Yeah, so I step out of my door and I'm walking down the path. I meet a woman, an older woman. She's got short grey hair and she's wearing a bright yellow raincoat. And she smiles at me. She's got a cheerful, sweet little smile. As I'm walking down, I walk past the shops and I notice how empty they are, how lifeless they are. Walk along a little bit further and I run into a man. He's young, maybe my age, maybe a little younger. And he's got dark hair, very tall, and a dark beard as well.
Okay. So we've got two characters there. We've got the older woman. Did she have a yellow coat on, did you say?
Yellow coat on, yeah.
Yellow coat, and she smiles at you. And we've got a younger man with a dark hair and a dark beard.
Yeah.
Okay. And can we do the same with you, James? Just briefly what you got?
Yeah. So I went for a run. I left the flat and I ran up the street towards the river. The traffic was jammed, tailing back behind the roadworks. I got to the river and I saw a lady that I'd seen before collecting plastic bottles. And but today she was just sitting watching the ferry. She had short hair and I thought she looked wise and interesting. I ran along a bit further and then there was a huge seagull on a bin, and I thought he looked like the king of the seagulls, and he was protecting the treasures that had been thrown away. And then I ran across.
You frozen?
Yeah, am I right?
Say that again. Just to say your last sentence.
And then I ran across a bridge.
Okay. All right, great, brilliant. So you've got your lady that collects plastic bottles with short hair, and she's wise, but today she was just sitting. And you've also got a king seagull who guards treasures. So you've got two characters there. Right, before the next exercise, and I've got a feeling, James, you may have done this in the theatre before. Let's just go back, bullet point, a few things that have come out today or so far that you've created already. And it doesn't have to be every single thing. So, for example, in the first exercise, I really picked up when you said Worlds Away, Jeff. Worlds Away is a fantastic title for a play. And you've also got a little box, for, India, Sentimental Value to India with stepping stones. So if you just talk me through briefly what you've jotted down already today and what you got there.
So, like specific thoughts that have come out from the
what you've got written down, anything that grabbed you from any of that you've written down, just to remind us.
When I was writing the journey, I wrote I was struck by the bitter cold of the morning.
Bitter cold of the morning, yeah.
And
what I picked up on was that the stepping stones of the box, your worlds away, your focus, your thoughts, and the last exercise, a path, the older woman with the short hair and the yellow coat, the shops being empty, and the young man. Is there anything else that I've missed that you love about what you've created so far?
I thought when I started the thing, I quite like when my brain swirling with letters faster than my hand can write them. But yeah, apart from that, I think I like the ones you said as well.
Yeah, and similarly, can we just go through just to recap what we've got, James? What we had. Yeah, I mean, I picked up on a few things, but
yeah. So yeah, the sand stinging me like pellets.
Pellets I picked up on, yeah.
Yeah, the pellets. The oppressive, the sun was oppressive, maybe. With Jeff, I picked the purple stones. Yeah. And round circular sides, some reason kind of and the lady with the plastic bottles, who I felt was wise, and definitely the king, the seagulls on the bin guarding treasure.
Yeah. I all of those I picked up on, and just on the cufflink, I thought the number 13, and Dad, so it's number 12, isn't it? It was your Dad's wedding when you were 12 or 13, yeah?
Yes, 13.
13.
Yeah.
Number 13, I picked up on, and traffic, you said, the traffic. Okay, yeah, so we've got that arsenal of creativeness that we've already created in about less than half an hour, each of you. What we're going to do now is I would like for you to pick one of your characters you've created, either, so it's a Treasure King Seagull, or the Buckle Lady for you, James, or it's the older woman with the yellow coat, or the young man with the dark beard for you, Jeff. You can pick one. Just for the sake of time, we should do it both of them, but we're pushed for time. So you pick one of those characters. So which one would you like to work on?
I'll go with the lady with the yellow coat.
The yellow, what's her name?
Jan.
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 And the same for you, James. Which one would you like?
I'm the King of the Seagulls.
King of the Seagulls.
Yeah.
Has the king got a name, or just King?
Hector.
Hector. And is Hector a human seagull or a bird seagull?
He is a seagull, but with human qualities.
Right. Perfect. Have you done hot seating before, James, in rehearsal?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hot seat your characters. And what that means, just to recap, is I'm going to ask a series of questions to each. So for Jeff, I'm going to ask about Jan. And James, I'm going to ask about Hector, the King of the Seagulls, who's half seagull but has human qualities. Again, as in I am writing, I want you, if I ask you what star sign is Jan and you say Bluebell, that's fine. It doesn't have to make any sense whatsoever. As in I am writing, I want you to say the first thing that comes into your head or sentences. And I'm going to do that on to both of you and both your characters. And I'd like the person that I'm not asking. So when I'm asking Jeff, would you kindly, James, just jot down his answers, just so, because I can't do all things at once. But you don't need to put the questions down, just so you can recap the answers to him at the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I don't mind.
I will. I don't mind.
So Jeff, would you mind just jotting down James's answers about Hector, King of the Seagulls? Okay. So, hi, Hector, King of the Seagulls. How old are you?
75 million.
75 million. And where do you live, Hector?
Uphead in Liverpool.
Oh, Uphead in Liverpool. Okay. Have you got a family?
Yeah. I've got. Sorry, shall I carry on with that?
Yeah.
I've got 100 brothers and sisters.
Wow. And what do you do for a living?
I guard the bin.
You guard the bin?
Yeah, it's my bin.
It's your bin. Have you got any enemies?
Yeah, pretty much everybody. Everybody wants my bin.
Everybody wants your bin. And what are you scared of, Hector?
I'm scared of dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm scared of people.
And I believe you've got human qualities, though. Can you talk me through how you were human as well as being a seagull?
Well, I can actually speak
English.
I've got an English voice. Yeah.
Is it Scouse?
It is Scouse. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Although I'm well travelled, so I can speak every language.
Every single language in the world.
Every language and every dialect.
Wow. And so, what do you love, Hector?
What do I love?
Yeah.
I love the treasures in the bin. I love all the little bits of sausage roll and pizzas and all the little, but then there's little gold bits in there as well, like little bits of foil and plastic, and it's it's amazing what you can find in the bin.
Are you an honest seagull, do you think?
No.
No.
I like to keep everything for myself.
Okay, you're still a bit selfish.
Yeah, I don't share.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, Jeff, can you don't worry about my questions, just bullet point some of the answers down as you've written them. So just so James can...
So he's 75 million years old. He's from Liverpool. He's got 100 brothers and sisters.
1,000.
Was that 1,000? 1,000 brothers and sisters, sorry. His job is he guards the bins. Everyone is his enemy. He's scared of dogs, scared of people. He can speak English. He's got a Scouse accent. He's well travelled. He speaks every language in the world and every dialect. He loves the treasures in the bin. He loves sausage rolls, loves pizza, loves foil and plastic. And he's not an honest seagull. He's quite selfish.
Unbelievable. Okay. and now, Jeff, I'm going to ask you about Jan. If James, you wouldn't mind just jotting down the answers.
Yeah.
So Jan, is she single?
She is. She's a widower.
Okay. And how long has she been a widower?
About 5 years.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, what happened to her partner, wife, or her husband?
He just old age. There was no real. They didn't give a specific cause of death. They said he died of old age.
Okay. What's her favourite thing to eat?
She loves French fancies, little cakes with the
French fancies,
icing.
yeah.
Mm.
So she's got a sweet tooth.
Yes, definitely.
Has she got any vices?
Not as much in old age. She used to like a drink, but she doesn't so much anymore. Now she's quite a quiet life now.
And how old is she now?
75.
Okay. And has she got any secrets she's never told anyone apart from us?
No, she's quite open. I think she's quite an open person. She likes to pride herself on that.
What's the naughtiest thing she's ever done?
Naughty thing she's ever done. When she was little, she ate a whole birthday cake that was being stored in the fridge and then blamed it on her younger sister.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's she scared of?
She is scared of growing older, of not being able to do the things that she used to be able to do. She's scared of she's starting to feel time very strongly. She's scared of the fact that that's slipping away. Yeah.
Okay. And is she surrounded by friends and family?
She is normally. Not so much at the moment, but usually she's got quite a large extended family. Because of lockdown, she's not seen. There's a lot of family that she's not seen in a while. She's got quite an extended family.
Has she been alone during? Has she been alone mostly during lockdown?
She has. The community's really come together to help her, though. Her neighbour's gone out and got her shopping for her.
Brilliant.
So yeah.
Who's a favourite neighbour?
John, who lives next door. He is. He's 42. He's very handsome, and he's helped her with anything that she's needed help with as lockdown's gone on.
Okay. And does she fear death?
I think she fears. I don't think she fears the death itself as a concept, but I think she fears the idea of running out of time. She fears the idea of not being more than she fears the actual result of death.
Right. Is she psychic?
I think she'd like to think she is a little. I think she what's it called? I think that sometimes she can something will happen and she'll have the feeling that I knew that was going to happen, but I don't think like entirely, but she kind of thinks she is a little bit.
Brilliant, fantastic. I'm loving Jan. So James, can you just give a bullet point of anything that came up there, just to remind Jeff?
Okay, so Jan, she's a widower. She's been a widower for 5 years. Husband died of old age. She loves French fancy. She's got a very sweet tooth. She's got no vices, but she used to drink. She likes a quiet life. She's 75. She's open and honest with no secrets. Except when she was little, she ate her whole birthday cake and blamed her sister. She's scared of older and time slipping away and not being able to do the things that she likes to do. She's got a large extended family but hasn't seen anyone for a while because of lockdown, but the neighbours have been doing her shopping, and her favourite is 42-year-old handsome John, who lives next door. And she doesn't fear death itself, but she fears running out of time. And she's not psychic, but she likes to think she is. Yeah,
fantastic. So we've created some brilliant characters there. For the final exercise for this session, it's very similar to the I am writing, but I want James, you to start. The first sentence is, I am Hector, King of the Seagulls, and I am a Scouser. And for Jeff, I want, I am Jan, I have a sweet tooth, and I'm not sure if I'm psychic, but I think I am. It's your first sentence. And like, I'm going to ask you to start writing in a minute. And like with the I am writing, firstly, you've got an arsenal of creativity you've already created, which you can use now or completely ignore, whatever comes into your head, but you've created a lot already. If you get stuck, I want you to repeat your first line, write that down, as in I am King Seagull, Hector, King of the Seagulls, and I'm a Scouser. And again, same Jeff, say the first line again. If you get stuck, can't think, write your first I am Jam, I have sweet tooth, and I think it could be psychic, I'm not sure, or anything that comes out. So I'm going to start that off. I'm going to give you, you're writing your first monologue now for these characters. Again, it does not have to make any sense. Think about in the front of your mind what you already create today, and if you catch any of that comes out, great. If it goes a different way, that's great. No censoring. So if we could start now, and I'll give you 4 to 5 minutes. You get stuck, you write your first line again, or part of the first line's fine if you don't want to repeat the whole line. got about another 1.5 minutes for the Scouser Seagull and for Jan, the sweet tooth. You can finish up your last thoughts or sentences. Brilliant. So we've got the 2 first monologues from both these characters. Now, in a full workshop, what I would do now is introduce your other characters. So I would start a scene between King of the Seagulls and the lady trying to put a plastic bottle in his bin, for example. We'd workshop that scene, and then you've got your next scene of your play. We've only got a few minutes left, so today I haven't got time to do that, but that's just how I would take that forward. And similarly with Jeff, I would really like to see Jan and John together, and possibly in return for his kindnesses and going to the co-op for her, etc., she could give him some sort of palm reading, even if she's making it up. That'd be lovely, and we would explore something like that as a further scene. Moving on from there. So, would you like to give me a bit of your monologues, each of you? Just read what you've got, and again, if it's interrupted with your name and I'm a Scouser, etc., it doesn't matter. I think the Scouser should go first.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I am Hector, King of the Seagulls, and I'm a Scouser. I guard the bin. I stand on top of it. I don't let anyone else come near it. The design, all the pretty, colourful things, the plastic, the foil, and especially the really valuable stuff, the sausage rolls and the pizzas. Today, a human and they frighten me, but they are a necessity. They are the treasure. As he ran, I flew up until he, and then I went to my throne. My throne has purple sides. It's long and thin. I've had it for 75 million years. And my 100 brothers and sisters want it too. They fought me for it. I'm the cleverest. I speak all the languages of the human world. No, that's it.
And did you feel it? And it was brilliant. And do you feel at any point you froze when you were writing? That you just no, very free.
Writing, I wasn't really thinking about making sense.
Exactly.
So.
No, exactly.
Right.
That's why it's so free. And what you've got there, you've got Hector, King of the Seagulls, and as I said, we would develop that with some other characters. I could see that being a children's animation about green issues, but funny, and you could develop that into something like that, or a Muppet type thing with humans in as well. It's a fantastic idea. What would you call it?
Oh, I don't know.
I think Hector, King of the Seagulls would be a great title for this project. It could even be a. It could even. a children's play, or young adults play environmental issues, but in the sense of having this dishonest seagull. But I'd really like to see the plastic bottle scene with the lady and how she develops as well. So that's great. Yeah. Fantastic.
Thank you very much. Right. That was.
What have you got, Jeff?
So here's I'm Jan. I have a sweet tooth, and I'm not sure if I'm psychic, but I think I am. I mean, doesn't it? I know it sounds silly, but isn't it funny how sometimes things just happen exactly the way you think they will? People used to say The Simpsons were psychic because things they said would happen did. But I don't know about that. It's just some silly show that my son used to watch with loads of yellow people in it. But, I do fancy a French fancy. I love cakes. They're the only real treat I've got left, to be honest. Can't do half the things I used to when I was young. I miss my Bob every day. I can't help thinking if he'd been here, all this would have been easier. But of course, John next door's been wonderful. He's so handsome and tall. 6'2", you know. My Bob was only 5'8". I didn't know people could be 6'2". That's all I've got.
Stand back, Alan Bennett. Really good. Really good. And again, did you find that easy or?
Yeah, like I said, when I did the first one, I was writing. I'm writing like load times, but I didn't want that. I just kind of kept going on.
Okay. So hopefully this is giving you a little bit of arsenal of tools if you have an idea. Well, you've got 2 brilliant ideas there now, and how to create and write freely without getting too blocked. It's a really, especially I am writing the very first exercise. If you're writing something already and you have a character, so it's not, a different character, and you just get stale or stuck or bored, I am writing as that character. So say you created a character elsewhere called Fred Brimstone and Treacle, and I am writing as him, and because other people will come into that other character, you'll develop other characters from that. And it is, and I know it sounds very, very silly, but it is a very simple exercise for freeing you up. The stars exercise at the beginning, of course, is a bit of beardy weirdy nonsense, whether you're into that or not. But the reason I do that exercise first, it stops you thinking about the exercises, because as soon as you're given rules and exercise, you start thinking, not worrying as in a really negative way, but you start thinking about the exercise rather than just being free. So, and as I said, on from here in a long workshop, we would work on the other characters. And sometimes what I do, I will bring the 2 people or people in the workshop together to write a play. So we could have Jan and the King of the Seagulls in the same play, along with Handsome John and the bottle lady. We bring those characters to write a scene together. That is something else that I could do, or bring in other characters you find during the process. Any questions?
Yeah, actually, I'm thinking about those exercises now. If you've got ideas, you think, oh, that'd be a good idea. Could you then just use these exercises with an idea that you already have?
Yes, absolutely. So, for example, say an idea you already have, you can take them through the day, a journey. Not that it doesn't have to be in your play, this journey, a journey that character has that day. Just as we did, jot it down. Through that timeline, not only are you meeting people, but you're getting starting points or beginning of scenes for plays. So let me just go back. A starting point of the play could be you seeing the lady, for example, from today's, what we found today, the lady in the bottles. She could just be sat throwing bottles in a bin, and that could be the opening of your play or a starting point for a play, or a TV drama. You get the long shot down the canal and a lady, elder ladies throwing bottles in a bin, and that's the beginning of a play or a TV drama. So you can not only use that with a character or a point in a play that you've got already, or an idea you've got already. So do you want to give me an example of an idea or something you've got, and I can just a person or a...
Yeah, just like okay, off the top of my head, like a fairy on a Christmas tree.
A fairy on a Christmas tree. Okay. Well, a fairy on a Christmas tree has few journeys apart from out the box once a year, and then get a Christmas tree stuck up a bum. That's her journey. It's from the box to the top of the tree and back again. Those are her journeys. But who does she see during that festive period? Who does she meet? Is a bum itchy? You know, there's lots of things that could be explored. That's her journey. Is there and back and there. Doesn't sound that interesting, but what does she see over who does she meet over the festive period? Or do they get her out at different times of the year to cheer themselves up? So that's just an example of the journey. And then we can hot seat the fairy. You can find yourself an object for the fairy. So she might not like one of the baubles on the tree, anything like that. So you can use these exercises again to just explore that world. Write all it down. A lot of it will be nonsense. A lot of it you will discard and not. But while you're writing freely, you are creating. And whatever you write down, as you have today, you will get creativeness out of. You'll get a play. You'll get a TV drama. You'll get a film. Whatever you want, however you want. But you will get something. And once you've got your first ideas and your draft down, that's when you can start honing it. But to work, I think, to work freely and creatively at the beginning is it's kind of your treasure really, because once you've got your play down and you're sending it off to people, everybody will have something to say about stopping your creativity and making things different, and some of them will be wrong and some of them will be right. But while you're creating your work, you must be free and you must write what comes to you, even if it's rubbish. Because out of that rubbish always comes a little bit of treasure, always, as it has today. We've got 2 projects here. We've got 2 projects. We could even have a joint project. But yeah, so yes, and that's a long way of saying yes, you can use these exercises on anything, ideas or characters you've got already. Does that answer, or was it all? Oh, yeah,
no, that's right. Thank you. Yeah.
And what about you, Jeffin?
Again, it's been super helpful. Like I said at the start, I really do struggle with getting the ideas. Like, I can come up with ideas, but I really struggle with going with them, you know. But I feel like these exercises really will help, because, like I said, it felt like from nothing we got to something.
Yeah,
you know,
quite a lot. You've got a lot. You created a lot in about an hour. And so it does. And I know the stars exercise is a bit weird, but I expect, as I've done and do all the time, is you start thinking so hard about something. It's like doing a crossword and you're looking at it and you're going, and the clue is something like a vessel. Jack and Jill had one, and you're looking at it and you're looking at it and you can't think what it is. And then someone else comes around and goes, book it, like that, because you've been thinking so hard that you don't get anywhere. And sometimes that doesn't happen, it just comes. But so if you get in those thinking too hard situations, you're thinking about it all the time, it's just taking time out for a couple of minutes to do something like the stars exercise, or it clears everything, and then go straight into the I am writing of that character, because you're not thinking about, I've got to write something really good and anything like that. So yeah, so any further questions, Jeff?
No, like I say, it's been really helpful. Thank you so much. It's been a great session.
Good. And I think that is about our hour. Yes, perfect timing. Perfect.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for James and Jeff for coming on board and helping out. And thank you, Terri, as well, for being fabulous and leading the workshop.
Thank you. I loved it.
Thank you. Yeah. And all your descriptions are in the bio below on the YouTube channel for anyone who wishes to contact you or find out more about you. But yes, thank you so much for coming on, and we shall hopefully see you soon. Yeah, and good luck with Hector, King of the Seagulls, and with Jan with the Sweet Tooth. Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. And we are back in an hour's time with delving deeper into music with Gary Jerry. So if you would like to come and join in, then please do. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel to catch up on everything that's happened through the past month, and also visit the website collectivecreativeinitiative.co.uk to find out what is going on for the next 3 days before CCI ends at the end of November. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you